Hi, this is Runa, and you're listening to the Changemakers podcast, where we share tips, insight, tools, and stories from other changemakers designed to motivate you to become the change you want to see in your world. Make sure you join our Changemakers community at runamagnus.com/podcast. And now, this is your time to sit back, relax, and enjoy.
It's Runa, and I have another solo episode around my following up actually from my last episode of number 136, jumping out of your box to brand yourself. I want to take this to a slightly different level. You see, I've had the privilege this summer to travel around Iceland. I've been rolling around Iceland on electric scooters and electric bikes with two fabulous girlfriends. We call ourselves the Rocking Rolettes, the middle-aged women. I'm talking about a box, the middle-aged box. Anyway, little side track here, but you can actually go and follow us on the social media under Roll Around Iceland. And please do, if A, you love to watch middle-aged women get out of their box and do funny things and have fun, and at the same time explore and show Iceland in the way that we see it and we experienced it. And secondly, if you simply might have interest to see some of the parts in Iceland that you might not have seen till this day, or you would always love to see. Anyway, you go to facebook.com Roll Around Iceland, instagram.com Roll Around Iceland, the website Roll Around Iceland, and even YouTube Roll Around Iceland. So go ahead and check it out. Anyway, going back to who would you be if you could recreate yourself every day? It's been a question that I've asked myself on this trip. You know, when you're on the road, just picture this. I'm on my electric bike, and let's say you are on your electric bike, or on your bike, you're by yourself, you're rolling around in this space of just being, all you have to think about is where you're going, where you're heading on this bike, and in all this clear space, you start to think about who you are, and what you want from life, and where are you going from now. I'm sure you've been thinking about that yourself since you are listening to this podcast. That's exactly what I did, and I've been doing quite a bit this summer. Being a personal branding strategist, a speaker, an author of 2 books around the personal development and personal branding, I have to say I sometimes feel a little bit conflict. I feel a little bit conflict between the branding as we talk about it, as in, you know, all the structure, all the things that you need to have, how everything needs to be in place. And it is a little bit of a box, I have to admit. Because if it's a box actually when you start to believe that it's static, that once you think that once you have your website up, your services up, your tagline and your commitment and all of this in place, is like it has some sort of a feeling like it's a box and I can't move from there. And I think that's one of the things why so many people are a bit reluctant to go fully into being in their flow and showing who they are as they are in each day. I know this is big, and this is what I've been thinking about. Because you and I, we are so much more than just that knowledge or that service or that character where we are so much more than that. And every time, I know I'm really being contradictory here when I'm saying this, every time we try our hardest to be super clear so that people are understanding us and they come to us for the services, at the same time, I've experienced it is also can be locking me in a box. Because I know I am so much more. I know you are so much more than just that knowledge or just that experience or just that box that you have put yourself in. Because the minute I say I'm a personal branding strategist, speaker, author, blah, 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 I am putting myself in a box. And I'm doing that, yes, so that people like yourself who might be listening to this episode, might have been looking for ways to brand yourself, might have been looking for more clarity in your life, might have been looking for reconnect with your purpose, your passion, the inner you, and you might have been feeling stuck or afraid or some unexplainable feeling that is holding you back. Well, if that's the case, I'm with you. I am so with you. I don't know if this is going to ruin my reputation or not, but I just feel I have to share this. I have to share the fact that even though, let's say today you're a change maker, you are doing something in the world that you want to see the world as a better place in your day-to-day life, in your work, in your personal life, there's something that you're doing. And because we are also restricted, we're also conditioned to be something from our upbringing, from our background, from our race, religion, gender, all of these things. We're so stuck in that box thinking, if I move out of that box, then what will people say? And that's where exactly you might be realizing that what you've been doing lately has not been giving you what you've been searching for. Whether that is the income that you want, the happiness that you want, the vision that you want to see, the joy, the life's fulfillment that you want to live in, that bubble that you want to be in, that higher version of you. So I ask you, who would you be if you could recreate yourself every day and that would be accepted? I have been asking myself this question over the past weeks. If I could just really honestly be the highest version of myself, if I could be more the creative being that I know I am, that I know I feel blissfully happy when I'm in that space, that I know that when I'm in that space, that's where everything happens. Not just for me, but that's where everything happens for my clients, for my friends, for my family. Because I kind of like, when I am in this blissful space, I am so at ease to give other people their space that they need to blossom. And what I want you to do is to close your eyes just for a moment and envision yourself feeling safe, feeling free to be 100% you in your flow every single day. Who would you be? When I sat down in my journey, rolling around Iceland, pondering over this question, there were two things, well, there were actually a couple of things that came up. One of them that was really strong for me was when I can really let go of all the fears, all the judgments that I believe I will get if I would totally, utterly just be who I am in every day, then I would feel in the now. I would be in this moment. I would be sharing with you content just like I'm sharing right now, and it's actually quite interesting that now that I'm sharing this with you, I'm choking up. I can just feel how important this is. And at the same time, I can also feel the fear of what will people say? What will people say about me? Will I ruin my reputation? Maybe I've already ruined it, I don't know. That's another story. But I definitely feel freedom. That's what I feel. I feel freedom, and I feel, which is probably the most important thing for me in everything that I do, is that I feel I can help more people step out of their limiting boxes, step out of their that thought, that fear of somehow not being valued or accepted or understood by being you, being who you were born to be. More of that, less of who you think you have to be or you're conditioned to be. All the shoots, I should be doing that. Oh, I can't do this. All of that you'll just see it in a different way. You'll just feel it in a different way. I would love to hear from you what comes up when you think about who would you be if you could recreate yourself every day, knowing you would be safe, knowing you would be valued, knowing you would be free, you wouldn't be trapped, knowing you would be understood and people would understand you, and knowing that there will be nothing missing in your life. Who would you be? I urge you to think about that. And I urge you to allow yourself to dream that dream and to envision yourself totally in that space. I believe every single one of us on this planet has a roadmap, has a purpose, has a gift. And I see way too many of us holding ourselves back, sharing our gifts, because we're stuck in a box. And the first step to leave that box, to even jump out of that box, like I talked about in my earliest episode, is the awareness that there is a box that you're in, and the box only exists when you believe you're in that box. The first step is awareness. That's it for me. If you are listening to this episode or any of the channels that we broadcast it on, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Stitcher. Go to my website, runamagnus.com/podcast episode 137, and you will find a video where myself and my 2 middle-aged girlfriends who've been rolling around Iceland go out of our box, sharing our version of the song, the highly addictive song from the Eurovision movie on Netflix, Ya Ya Ding Dong. And there you can see me, the real me, in my flow, having fun as I want to have fun, being joyful and sharing my joy to the world as the way that I truly want to share my joy to the world. And if this is anything that resonates with you, anything that says to you, I want more, please check with my next 5-day out of the box challenge the brand called you. 5-day experience where I help a group of people online. It actually all happens on Facebook and Zoom, on open Zoom calls for 5 consecutive days, exploring the 5 pillars that can help you understand your box and brand who you were always meant to be. That's it for me from Iceland. Thank you so much for listening. Bless, bless.
Was this podcast of value for you? I sure hope so. If so, feel free to share the love and give us your generous review on iTunes or Stitcher. And remember that you can always go to runamagnus.com to find out more about the Changemakers and how we can help you drive the change you want to see in your world.